Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
I'm ready.
You gotta give it a couple of seconds. Okay. Intro running, 7 seconds. Here we go. 3, 2.
Ladies.
Hello and welcome to Stateside with me, Graham Hughes, and we have Mikey Famine in the house. How you doing, Mikey Famine, over in Chicago?
Howdy, partners.
Right?
What's up, y'all?
Yeah.
How you doing?
I hear you chaps over there are tanking the global economy. How's that going?
What
How's
did
that
you
going
got?
for you?
Oh, we did that. We're not going to start off today with none of this maligning of the normal citizens of America. We are not responsible for this dumbass. We did not vote for him.
Well, some of you did, didn't you?
He has gone.
Some of you did.
He has gone rogue. Even his own party cannot understand or even window dress the nonsense that he's up to. It's.
Do you understand it? Do you understand why he's doing this?
I understand what he thinks he's doing, but I also understand that what he's trying to implement doesn't accomplish any of the things that he actually wants to implement. It's worse. It's he had a bad plan and then he came up with the worst plan to enact the first plan. So now we're in we're in plan B territory here, and this is way worse than plan A.
I genuinely think he's just doing it literally to tank the world economy because he's been told to do that by Vladimir Putin. One of the few countries that was not on his tariff list was
what?
Russia.
No, yeah, they are, man. They're totally on they're at like 90% tariffs. Russia, they gotta be, enemy of the West, Putin, dictator,
No, not on the list.
oligarch, hates America. You know what I'm saying? Hillary's emails. Am I right? Like, we hate Russia, except no tariffs on Russia.
Yeah.
Think about that what you will, folks.
Yeah. But Ukraine is on the list. So the excuse for Russia not being on the list is that there's a war going on and they're trying to negotiate with them. Maybe. Ukraine are on the list. Anyway, just a big shout out to Diz in the chat and Billy Kershaw. We've got Colin in there. We've got Pete's Music. We've got Downer Shed. Hello. We've got Alex. And we've also got Person Impersonator and others. If you would like to join our friends in the chat here, all you need to do is just hit that subscribe button and join the channel, whether that's the Bin Podcast. Sorry, the Bin. It is the Bin Podcast Network, isn't it?
It is.
Bin Podcast.
We've been looking for something to rebrand with, and we're thinking of like post-apocalyptic millennial podcast, but it's like a mouthful, like
it is. Too many
end of
letters.
times broadcast.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. We're all screwed.
Probably need to refer to some kind of like pop culture thing. Just
I
call it
think
like
we should be the Super NES kids, but
political fallout, and you could have like
Fallout Shelter.
Yeah, and you could have like the sort of typography and stuff associated with post-apocalyptic worlds.
We'll just record underground.
Yeah. Tim
different
Ballum
audio.
says, "Evening, Graham. Just popped over from the Bin Podcast."
Thank you.
You can watch simulcast on so many channels. It's all cool. And Philip says, "Yeah, but they're not trying to negotiate with Ukraine, are they? They're trying to negotiate with Russia. What they're trying to do to Ukraine." Well, yeah, I mean,
I like
but
how
the
he
excuse
so
was
put
there's a
the-
war on. We can't negotiate with them when there's a war on.
I like
But
how
they've given.
Ukraine still has tariffs. That's so funny.
Yeah,
Like, it's so
and also
dumb.
they're supposed to be negotiating with Israel, and they got a 17% tariff. At least Ukraine only got 10%.
He's
Same as Britain.
got Netanyahu in the White House right now?
Which one?
The
There are many.
BB. Philly,
Oh, sorry. I thought you just meant any old Nazi Yahoo.
Philly Netanyahu, who's from Philadelphia, by the way.
We probably shouldn't say Nazi because it's kind of problematic considering, who he is. But at the end of the day, my God, if you were going to cosplay as the Third Reich, I mean, at the moment, Jesus, did you see the footage of the ambulance drivers in Palestine?
Oh, those guys that's all fake footage. That's all bullshit. None of this ever happened. I mean, how many times?
We had a couple of our MPs turn back, at the airport. They flew over to Jerusalem and they got what was it, Tel Aviv? Probably Tel Aviv.
The Asian lady, right?
There were two parliamentarians, both from the Labour Party, and they were interrogated for hours and then sent back. It's a huge diplomatic storm going on over here at the moment because it's completely out of order. And Kemi Badenoch, the leader of the opposition, she sided with the fucking Israelis.
Of course.
Over the detainment of 2 British parliamentarians.
Why would she trust them?
I hate to pull out the T word, but she is a twat. I mean traitor. I mean twat. I mean both of them. Dim, thank you very much for the £5 super chat.
Twatter.
Call it the greater good. It's for the greater good. Thank you very much for the super chat there.
Thanks. The
greater bad. The badder bad.
Oh, one angry pagan in the chat says, Mikey, what about This Is Ragnarok? Now, I like that. At first, I didn't.
Yeah, but people think it's the Thor film. They'll think it's like part of the Marvel comic.
Hey, come on in. We'll talk about it every once in a while.
Yeah.
Come on down. Oh, is this not, am I not Chris Helmsworth or whatever his name is? Am I not some hulking blonde dude with an accent? Oh.
Have you seen the movie Hot Fuzz? Have you seen Hot Fuzz?
No.
The movie?
No.
It's it's Simon Pegg. It's a British comedy about a copper from London who goes to this little village in, I don't know, fucking Somerset or something. And basically the whole town is run by this mad cult that just kill people. You were talking about the what is it? The residential associations you have in America where you can't have a different color.
Oh, the HOAs, yeah.
Yeah, it's basically that. It's basically this village, and the HOA murders you if you have the wrong color garden gnomes and stuff like that. Yeah. And when he confronts them, they're all like, "For the greater good," and he's like, "Why are you doing this?" And they all say at the same time, "For the greater good," because they're all like a cult.
I mean, that's kind of where we're at here. Like, I tried to get somebody onto the show to like talk to me about like what he believes, and I just want to ask him some questions, just to know. And I just more or less, I really just want to find out where these people are getting their information. You know what I mean? Because like, how is the silo so airtight that no facts at all are getting to you? You know what I mean? Like, how are you not? I mean, the stock market should be a huge clue. Right, like it doesn't matter what Scott Bessent says. It doesn't matter what Trump says. Elon's gone suddenly quiet all of a sudden, but
that's really weird, isn't it?
He's usually very chatty.
He is a chatty rat, isn't he?
And he's very quiet
now. Nothing coming out of it. Nothing coming out of his horrible little fucking butthole.
He's not a lot to say today. But it's just like, what do you think? Joe Biden is responsible for the stock market? Like,
yes,
is this him?
No, it's trans athletes. Clearly,
that's what I'm saying. And then, but he brought that up. Like, he literally brought up trans people in sports.
There was a girl who was duped out of her 5th place medal,
but
in a swimming competition 17 years ago, and she never let it go.
But the market is down 2,000 points, and y'all are talking about a foosball tournament from '83. Like, what are we talking about?
But she got exactly the same trophy because they came joint 5th. But you see, she was told that she was actually 6th, even though the trophy and the picture was exactly the same.
And I got told that I needed to live in reality, right? I need to work with facts and reality. And it's just like, but you're complaining about
fine.
But you're complaining about 10 people in a sport that you don't even watch.
Are you gonna yeah, but they crashed. They crashed the economy, the global economy. They did.
I don't know why they would do that.
They're competing, and you know.
I've never understood it. Like there isn't that that gene in me to give a shit about things that are not important. And
I think you
people
need to
get
wait
upset
till you
with
make
me
your first billion, and then you'll get very upset about any old shit.
because it's
J.K. Rowling, the
Yeah.
turf in chief, she got very upset the other day that there was an asexual day of visibility.
how dare them.
I mean, yeah, you had to kind of look quite hard to know that it was an asexual day of visibility if you weren't asexual yourself. But she thought she'd have a pop at the asexual people.
Well, the problem is, Graham, is the economy is being crushed by the asexuals. That's why it's so important right now, at this moment, in this week of politic. We all need to talk about asexual people. We need to talk about trans people in sports. There is nothing else going on that is not an obvious distraction from. There is do not open up your stock app. Do not. That is a distraction from the deep state. Like, it's here, y'all. Like, it's here. We warned and warned and warned, and we were called partisan. We were called, every soy boy, cuck, whatever. I mean, I'm not the one running around worshiping 80-year-old men, but hey, that's up for other people to, who am I to yuck your yums? Go fill your boots, as they say.
Well, exactly. So what? I mean, today we had the tariffs come in the from China over the weekend, and so the tariffs on China are 54% all in, and then they put a 34% tariff on American goods coming into China, and in response, Trump has said that he's going to put the tariff on Chinese goods coming into America up to 104%.
Good job. That'll teach them. And then I still can't get this. Will blow your mind, Graham. They still won't tell me verbatim. Like when I say, I asked this 5 or 6 times in this little group chat, who pays the tariff? Well, the other countries. Who pays it?
Yeah.
You do, stupid. You with your big stupid face. It's you. You're the one that's going to pay it. So how is you paying more money for shit that you already need?
Stuff that you want? For stuff that you want? Like, that's the thing.
School supplies. I want school supplies. I guess I don't need school supplies.
Imagine going in to the supermarket and saying, I need to talk to the manager.
Right
the manager
now.
comes out and you say, I spend £100 a week at this supermarket, and yet you don't buy anything off me. You don't watch my YouTube channel.
What the hell?
You never give me a super chat. You don't
Not
do
even
shit
one.
for me, right? So what I'm gonna do, right, is I'm gonna tax myself more. So every week when I spend £100 in this supermarket, I'm gonna give an extra £50 to my government.
And here's the best part. When they
That'll show you.
When they get to, and I literally had a grocery store example when I was talking to the guy. Here's the best part. They've never promised you that you'll get any of this tariff money. It's just to fund their tax cuts that you won't get. Your taxes are going to go up from the federal government, and they're going to tariff you on everything that you purchase. How does this help you? Well, these other countries are not paying any of this. You're paying it because you live here. You don't live in China. You live here. So you'll pay it. They're like, nah. Yeah. It's you. It's us. You voted for a price increase on everything to punish China. They don't fucking care, bro. They have 1 billion people. They could care less. You think Xi's upset about this?
But this is another thing. This is just goods. Services, America runs a massive fucking surplus because it's got Google and it's got Facebook and it's got Twitter and it's got fucking Apple. It runs a fucking surplus. It's like,
Scott says
it's the richest country in the world.
Scott says the tariff fairy. That's who's going to come in and pay it. The tariff fairy comes in every night. You put your tariffs, you write it down on a piece of paper, you fold it in half, you put it under your pillow, and then you go to night. And then in the morning, there's just a wad of Chinese made goods. I don't know. I don't know how any of this works anymore. But
I said I was on Ollie's show a little earlier this evening, and I said I saw a clip of Bill Burr, and he was talking about like, imagine being a billionaire, right? You get to be a billionaire, and then you're like, oh man, the system's fucked. We've got to do something to sort this. The system is broken. And he's like, you're a billionaire. You did quite well out the system. You did quite well out the system that we have at the moment. Like, what is your problem? And these toxic billionaires like Thiel and Musk and J.K. Rowling and that fucking Jeff Bezos creep and that Zuckerberg creep. Like, what is wrong with them? I'll tell you what's wrong with them. Fucking everything. Their money isn't making them happy. So I say, let's take all their money off them.
They don't, clearly it's causing.
That'll cheer them up.
It's causing the unhappiness.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the only way to help them is to remove all of that excess capital away from them. I think they need to have because like the kids who are like the son or daughter of like actors or something like that, and they have to go to like private schools. They don't really get the true grit of growing up, where people are like pulling your hair and like pushing you down the slide, and then like, oh, my bike got stolen from the bike rack. Oh, I gotta walk home. My legs are tired from practice. Like, they need to have like regular kid experiences. So we're gonna help you by making sure. And I don't know if you guys was this a big enough protest for you, Graham? Was this enough people?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Well,
I'm like, oh, Graham will finally be happy with us.
Yeah, because finally the middle-aged, middle-class white women finally went, oh, fuck, my 401k's fucked. I'm going out on the streets now. I mean, fine. I would have liked people to come out to represent other communities. Do you know what I mean? Well, a bit earlier.
Well, the word on
they're out. It's good. It's good. They're finally out.
Well, the whole thing was they were waiting on the black people to go out there first. No. We're out there first every time for everything. We've been marching and demonstrating and peacefully protesting for 60 years. Y'all could start on your own.
Yeah.
And did you notice any pepper spray?
Nope.
Tasing?
There was about 10 coppers to police like 10,000 people. It was. It was all middle-aged, middle-class, pigmentation women.
They didn't send out the National Guard. They didn't get the MRAPs. They didn't get the riot shields.
No.
Oh. Yeah. See,
there must have been some reason. I don't know.
Proved our point exactly. Proved our point exactly.
But yeah, I think you were very right when you said that it's not up for you guys to be doing something like that with the current administration.
I mean, we're totally going to get our due process before they send us to El Salvador, right? Yeah, exactly. No, we will not be putting our bodies out on the line.
Yes.
This shit is burning down, and we are not giving our drinking water to put out the fire. Other people, up you go. Time for you to do your civic duty. But I'm proud of them. They did a good job. Some of the signs were funny. And I think probably tomorrow on Headliners, we'll see if we can find any like choice sign. Because I do love a good protest sign. If it's funny and short, like I think the best one I've seen so far was like someone had like the sandwich board on a stick, but it was like 14 sticks. And then on the only thing it had on the sign was, "We've had it up to here," with an arrow in the line. I was like, that is perfect. That is a sign. Granted, it was a 40-foot sign, but it got the point across.
I liked this one that I'm just going to show up on the screen now. It's of Nadia, is it? Nadia from What We Do in the Shadows. I really like this one. It says, "Be strong, sweet little one. Someday they will all be dead, and you will do a shit on all their graves." Which is very, very funny.
Massive, eggy, corny shit.
I've got quite a few friends send me different placards from the protest. There were some very amusing placards, definitely. But yeah, finally people are turning up. There's going to be another big protest on the 11th, I think. Did they say the 11th? So that'll be.
And I mean, did you hear any calls for domestic terrorists? Are they running around looking for? This
No.
is again. I'm glad all the black folk. Well, most of the black folks stayed home. Let them go out there and do all this stuff. That's our job, is to radicalize the white kids and get them to understand that being woke is okay. Giving a shit about other people is okay. And also, hey, did you know that guy has his hand in your pocket right now? And then I'll just fade back to the shadows. I don't have to be out there on the front lines. I just got to remind people that you're being robbed. Hey, did you know that guy? Are you cool with that guy robbing you? Okay, maybe you like being robbed. Maybe it's a kink. I don't know.
Don't kink shame.
I'm not here to do
Alice Sturm, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Really kind of you. Funds for the work, Graham. I've set a target. I've not done this before. I've set a goal. So I've set a goal for 10 super chats. You can just give £2 if you want. You don't have to give anything really. But if you get 10 super chats in the show, I'll drop the bomb. Which might be awkward for simulcasting on another channel.
I was about to say, hold on, bro. Terms of service. I don't know if we're allowed to say that.
I didn't say which bomb.
I'm just saying.
I just said the bomb.
Push the goddamn button.
So in the chat, J. Sealant says, there was a MAGA guy with an AR-15 who got arrested.
Oh, yeah.
And the cop said he wasn't being intimidating.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
So this guy's like, the line of protesters is like on the sidewalk, you would say. And then this guy parks his car in the right-hand lane, his truck, gets out of his truck, wants to get in people's faces, catches an old Glasgow kiss to the schnoz, gets all in his feelings because, I mean, I don't know about you, but I've never been headbutt by somebody who was like 10 feet away from me. It's always when they're like right up on you. So he took his headbutt. He got his little bloody nose. So he runs to his back seat, grabs his AR-15, and he's and then, I mean, shout out to the white girl, completely unfazed. Still tried to de-escalate the whole situation. But this is why I don't go out to protest. Because, I mean, when I'm playing Grand Theft Auto, when I see somebody reach into their car and grab a weapon, that's an active shooter.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, that's an active shooter. Even if you haven't levied it at anybody yet, you need to at least probably get like scared back into your car. Like, but hey, this happened during the Unite the Right when Heather Heyer got ran over by that piece of garbage white supremacist down in Charlottesville. And there was a guy literally just same sort of situation trying to agitate the line from the outside. And he pulled his pistol out, fired it at the ground. Cops were standing right there. And they're just like, did you hear a gunshot? I'm like, oh, Lord, they got Barney Fife over here in this bitch. They ain't nobody. But hey, I mean, as soon as like some black teen delivering Uber Eats has tinted windows, let's call out the SWAT team and bust out all the windows, put some gas in there, tase them, pepper spray, like the whole 9 yards. But for white dudes clearly not carrying their firearms properly, there's no crime.
No, not even a crime if you've gone across a couple of state lines with your weapon to go and kill a few people.
You're not old enough. That you're not old enough to have.
Not old enough to have. Yeah, no crime here.
Yeah.
Alan Jackson, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. 2 down, 8 to go. Has anyone told the NRA they're missing what they exist for? Yeah, they're supposed to fight back against a tyrannical government, and they seem to have a tyrannical government, but they fucking love it. Plot twist.
Yeah,
it's almost as though the NRA never existed for that. They just existed to sell weapons.
Well, I mean, again, like, he's pissing off so many separate groups of people simultaneously. I don't know yet. Like, what can I do? I'm just on the sidelines. If only I can't whisper in the Trump's ear and be like, hey, that's very dangerous what you're doing. I'll let him figure it out. I can't keep giving him. I did 2016. I gave him all the answers. He didn't listen. This time I'm not helping. He knows best. He knows exactly who he is threatening with his tariffs and all these. Go for it.
I've got to give kudos to Diz for coup de twat. Very good. I might steal that and call one of my future videos though.
That's an air horn on my side. She's getting an air horn. In Minecraft. Thank you, Kay.
Oh, Sarah Davis, £2. Have a super chat. Thank you, Sarah. That's very kind of you. Good chatting, Sarah. Lovely. Over in Wales. Pete's Music saying, there's always hope. The seed is planted. Ooh, hello. Don't know. I don't want to hear about your sex life.
I love
or what's
seeds.
going on in your garden. Misty Hill, I just had 2 beef cheeks and roast potatoes. All grown on my farm. Brilliant, Misty Hill. Very, very tasty. Big gels.
Cheeks.
Beef cheeks. One Angry Pagan says, compared to how we turned out against the racists last year, US protests are still pants.
What does that mean? Translate.
Your protests aren't that great because we had like 3 people come to Brighton to say, let's be racist. And then about 1,000 people turned up to say, let's not. And there's this famous photo of these like 3 protesters kettled in by the police. It's like the whole street is just full of people.
I don't know
telling them to fuck off.
I don't know if UK people have a right to criticize American protests. Like you lost a whole fucking war over our protests. So
what war did we lose?
You're like our.
What war did we lose over Iraq?
We just tap your little head. The Revolutionary War.
You mean the French proxy war that was fought in North America? Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe we didn't want America. Maybe we just wanted to take Canada.
Well,
maybe we just wanted Canada.
Well, we both can agree that Canada was the right choice for both of us, and we both should have just been nice to Canada.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we still are. The King of England is also the King of Canada.
Well, don't tell Canada that. Their elbows are up right now.
We're keeping our elbows up, bud.
I mean, you know, it's shit because people live in these countries and they're nice. But
yeah,
that gobshite in the White House has got to go. We've got to have a coup d'etat.
It's to the point now where the MAGA people are trying to start like social issue fights about things because the financial side, which was supposed to be Mr. Businessman, he knows how to
bankrupt a casino.
And that's exactly what he's doing. And then like I'm saying, okay, so can you explain his formula to me for how he got these tariffs? They have no idea. And I say, well, do you know what a trade deficit is? Yeah, it means that they owe us money. Do you know what a trade they don't understand. And neither does Trump. And this honestly proves it. Like this proves beyond any shadow of any doubt. His explanation of his tariffs proves that he has no idea what a tariff is. It just proves it.
I got a message from a friend of mine. Win the race and you'll be forgotten by next year. Shit your pants and they'll remember you forever. Perhaps Trump has heard this phrase too.
He was just on TV being very orange, and I was like, it smells like shit in that room. I can tell by just looking at everybody's faces.
Kieran Crossan, thank you very much for the £10 super chat. We have the A bomb, the H bomb. I'm putting this towards the development of the C bomb. Oh, thanks, Kieran. Mikey's like, cut the mic, cut his...
I'm not bombing anyone. I have no bombs. No bombs over here. The hell?
I hope no one's listening to this in an airport on speakerphone.
Oh, you know who's listening to this?
We're sitting there going, bomb, 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 bomb.
It's Kash Patel. That's who's listening to this. So if you don't
is he the head of the FBI?
Yes.
That's fucked up. So J. Edgar Hoover was the head of the FBI, wasn't he? He was notoriously corrupt and liked wearing women's underwear.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, true. It's just
it might fit better.
But yeah, exactly. Richard Grumpy Git has put in £2.10. I like that.
Keep him guessing.
Keep it real. Have a super chat from me. Oh, thank you very much.
He put a 10% or a 5% tariff on it. That's what that was.
I think Richard needs to be renamed. Richard, rather nice chap. Anyway, that Senator Lindsey Graham gives me the creeps. What, me? Oh no, hang on. Lindsey Graham, yes. He's a freak. I don't like Lindsey Graham.
Yeah.
He's a bit special, isn't he? He goes, oh, I don't like what Trump's doing. I'm going to stand up against him. And you go on then, Lindsey. And he goes, No,
he gets nervous. He gets nervous when the
hides behind someone
spotlight's
else.
on him.
Pushes
Just
Mitch
like
McConnell forward and
I
says, "You
mean,
do it. You
I
do
mean,
it, Mitch."
he was so like, oh man, we love Ukraine. Ukraine is the best ally ever. All we got to do is give them the weapons, and they fight the war themselves. This is so great. Then Trump starts having his little cat fight and starts screaming and whinging with his girlfriend JD, and then without a word being spoken, now Lindsey Graham's like, I'm about sick of that damn Ukraine always taking our stuff. It's like, bro, that was you. You said that. This was your idea. You wanted this. But now daddy says no. So then they have to just, they have to just capitulate. And these are grown ass men, right?
Yeah.
These are grown ass cis het men who are so strong and so masculine. But then when an 80-year-old with a diaper on, a clear reading disability, and orange skin tells them that they need to do something else, and they say, "Oh, right away, sir. I'll do it right away." Well, they probably do a different salute behind closed doors, but it's strange to me that these alpha males are just beholden to someone who literally is stupid. Like he's literally dumb.
Yeah, but so are they. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think all of them are. I
Really?
think
they must be.
Yeah,
I mean, they must be.
Some of them most of them have had like careers before they went into politics. They're accomplished and all that stuff. But then like the right winginess of it gets bad. 2010 happens, Citizens United. Now the lobbyist cash is flowing. The PAC money is flowing. And the brains have just been gone. Like I think I pinpointed it. It is 2010 that when American politics went from shite to shit. Like it was already not great, but now it is just literally there is shit on me. It's on my hands, it's in my eyes, it's in my nose. Like it's everywhere.
Yeah,
it's just a porta potty.
It's pretty horrific. Wall Street's closed, and it closed a little bit lower. It didn't have a massive crash today. Dow Jones is down 0.91%. The S&P fell 0.23%, but Nasdaq actually went up by 0.1%.
There was
What do you make of that?
There was a rumor that there was a rumor that he was going to drop the tariffs, so you can see a precipitous spike, and then people found out it wasn't true. So I think that might have a little bit to do with it. Is there was a bit of a rumor going around for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, that it's going away, guys. We're going to be fine. I need to put Maury Povich on my soundboard. Lie detector determined that was a lie. And that's the other thing that's getting strange is you can't get them to admit that Trump lies about stuff or that Elon lies about. I was like, well, that wasn't true, right? It's like, well, they said it wasn't true. I was like, yeah, but did you look at what it was? And then I get a link to the Doge website. I'm like, that is the thing in question. Like, we're saying that he lied about stuff on the Doge website, and then you're sending me a link to the Doge website, which is where the lie is, as proof that it's not a lie. I don't want to have to bring up circular reasoning here, but it's right there. Like, you're using the thing that's fake to prove that it's not fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a couple more super chats come in. Thank you very much to Arctic Bear. A contribution from Me Too. Oh, thank you very much from the Me Too movement. That's Arctic Bear there. One Angry Pagan also. Blessed be to those to whom this will affect most. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you very much. And a little badger in between two hearts. Thank you very much, One Angry Pagan. And finally, we've got Tim Ballon, £5 super chat. Graham, have you seen the explaining the Trump tariff equation by stand-up maths yet?
Yes.
10% inflation on all imported goods. No, I haven't seen it. Mikey obviously has, but I will have to check that out.
It's wonderful because it goes through each line and all the Greek letters that they threw up there. It makes no sense. It's just dumb. Yeah. And it's probably ChatGPT. What's your money that it was made by AI?
Well, I put in the other day when I was doing the blurb for one of my shows, I put in what I wanted it to say basically, and for the blurb, and I pointed out, that they'd come to this formula or whatever, And ChatGPT off its own back said that this formula looks like it's made by ChatGPT, and then in brackets it said sorry.
My bad. I didn't
It's
know.
alive.
I didn't know
It's
he was
alive.
I didn't know he was gonna actually use it. I just had to think up something. You know, I gotta come up with these answers for these questions quick. I'm sorry, y'all. Like I didn't know that he would actually do it.
Anne Phillips, thank you very much for the £2 super chat. I best get in on the act too. And Chris C, £2. Here's a little contribution. Okay, well we've got 10 super chats now, so I'm gonna have to drop the bomb. Do you want to mute me on your other channel?
Okay.
Should we demonetize?
No, I'm not monetized yet, but you guys could come on over and hit the subscribe button and help us get there.
Okay,
that's what I will take as penance.
All right, I've got a little thing written down. Okay.
Okay.
This is what I want to say.
Oh boy.
Okay, I wrote this down. Okay. Trump. He's a bloated, bloviating, bone-spurred barnacle on the arse of civilization. A gaudy, gold-plated monument to mediocrity, slathered in spray tan and self-delusion, stomping around like a bankrupt circus act that's forgotten its own punchline. He's a shrieking orange fever dream of narcissism, grift, and spray-on patriotism, wearing a suit stitched from the discarded morals of televangelists and the ego of a toddler screaming, "Mine!" at the top of its lungs. He's a puddle of privilege, a congealed puddle of privilege and petulance with the intellectual depth of a parking cone and the emotional range of a blocked drain. That he spews slogans like a broken slot machine full of fascist fortune cookies and commands a cult of sycophants who think critical thinking is a communist plot. He's a human sinkhole, a one-man recession, the political equivalent of asbestos wrapped up in shit, useless, dangerous, and probably on sale in Walmart. History will not remember him as a leader, but a cautionary tale, a punchline with nuclear codes, a failed steak merchant turned tyrant because the nation confused loudness with leadership. He's the bastard offspring of a Times Square billboard and a toddler's tantrum, a cholesterol-laden con man whose only real talent was convincing idiots that he wasn't one of them. I hope he spends his twilight years cold and alone, shitting and pissing himself in an empty, dilapidated nursing home, shouting at a television that stopped working in 1987, wondering if that's the flames of hell burning his skin and bones black. No, it's frostbite, as he begs God for the sweet release of death. But God has better things to do, like play a round of golf. There you go.
Give you some air horns and then
I love Tesla.
I love Tesla.
I accidentally fucked up my screen then. I slammed my phone down and hit the mouse.
I hate it when I do that. When I do that.
It's all right. It just went on you like massive on the screen, just going. What do you want to do now?
Or I'll be making a really good point, arguing with somebody,
your mic on your mouse,
and then I uppercut my microphone, and I'm like, oh shit. Well, I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
We just got a massive mega chat come in. Thank you so much. I'm going to just give you a super chat animation for the moment, but I will upgrade that to a mega chat in a second. This is to JS Celine. Thank you very much for the £50 super chat. That is absolutely phenomenal. Mega chat. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And Anne Phillips says you're being too kind to him there.
I have some additions if you want to add these from Kay in my chat. Nepo baby, son of a Klansman. You forgot that.
Yes.
And then Scott compliments you, says positively bloody Shakespearean.
Oh, thank you.
That's true. And you know why it sounds so good? It's from the heart.
Well, yeah, because I really do fucking hate him, and I want all the awful things that could possibly happen to a human being to happen to him.
I hope all the bad things in the world happen to him and only him.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just him on his own. No, I mean all the stupid people who support him as well. I mean, I'm not one of these people like James O'Brien who has compassion for the cons. I don't. I have no compassion at all. If you're that stupid, I don't think you deserve.
But if people make people stupid so that they can do that to them, You know what I mean? Like
you've got to be pretty. I don't know. I think people are a bit more culpable. Anyway,
it's easier,
I got the mega chat animation.
Okay, go ahead.
Mega chat. Woo!
Mega chat.
Thanks, Jay. Mega chat.
But I think the compassion comes in because I think we've all had a couple of ideas that were not great or didn't age well, and we've grown and matured from that. These people are not given the tools to be self-introspective enough to know that they're stupid. You know what I mean? Like they're deliberately given no tools, and then they just get put in a silo full of, I don't know, Trump on a megaphone, and that's all they hear, and it's gonna be great and everything's gonna work, and he knows what he's doing. They don't know any better, and it's unfortunate, but unfortunately we're gonna have to save their half of the sinking ship as well.
Kieran Crossan, thank you very much for the £10 super chat. Print that, record it as a short, publish it. Yeah, I should actually, shouldn't I?
I'll do it.
I sent that to a mate of mine who's going to America because I thought it'd be really funny if they checked his phone when he gets to America and then they got his message on it.
Man, don't do that. It'll be real funny till it's in Guantanamo. You're like, look, you got to understand. I did it as a prank. They're like, no. Where you at, actually? What is your location?
And then they'll be like, oh, it was a mistake, but we're not going to correct it. In fact, we're going to go no way towards correcting this at all.
Yeah, and
there's no way of knowing where that guy who was in the background of the puppy killer video with the puppy killer woman with the funny face. What's wrong with all their faces, Mikey? Like they've all fucked their faces. Like
it's the Mar-a-Lago face. Death
Becomes Her. They all look like they should be in Death Becomes Her. You know, like they're dead, but they're still alive, and they're all like.
It's like if it was cool, it would be almost like a Tim Burton effect, because they get like inflated cheekbones, then their lips look all weird, then they start looking a bit orangey. It's got to be something about being in close proximity to Mar-a-Lago, is what I'm thinking.
Mar-a-Lago face, but yeah. So this Kristi Noem, who's the puppy killer, she's a woman who kills dogs for a
pleasure.
Like for pleasure. She kills dogs for pleasure. She's one of the fucked up cadre, people in sort of Donald Trump's circle. And she did a video of herself in El Salvador in front of this jail, in front of this cell that had about 100 prisoners in, all of whom had their heads shaved and were topless, like they didn't have a shirt on. And it's like, you do realize the optics of this. You do realize there was a time when they shaved people's heads and put them behind bars and didn't give them clothes, right? And the wife of this El Salvadorian who was deported back to El Salvador, she recognized him from this clip. So when the press secretary of the White House says, "Oh, we don't know where he is. There's nothing to do with us. We don't know where he's in the fucking prison that you just did a video in." His wife recognized him. Like, what?
Scott in my chat says, my missus is in this women's group who do coffee, and an American woman goes. Apparently she was in tears with apology, but just got a lot of love in return. That's really sweet, and I'm glad that, and I hope people do understand that this is equally as traumatic for us. You know what I mean? Like imagine living here, and you got Lassie on TV, and then it goes to happen. Like you're just having a normal ass life, and then today is today. You know what I mean? Or it's if I wasn't so paranoid already, I'd probably be having a much worse time. But I've been expecting this. I've been plotting and scheming and had my ear to the ground to be aware of such things. But for normal people, they're like, what are we supposed to do? You know what I mean? So if they're a Trumper, sure, slice them up. But confirm that they're a Trumper first before you rip up the poor America. Because our country has been stolen from us at this point. You know what I mean? Because if you were in your mid to late 50s and you and the wife were planning to retire, that's gone now. You know, and if you have families or friends who are affected by these deportations, we don't know how to find them and get them back. How did you find the damn jail? Go into your map quest, into your previous ones, and fly back there. Just fly back to where you were.
Take the wife and say, "Yeah, that's my husband."
Yeah, she'll point him out.
I mean, because he had gang tattoos. No, he didn't. He had like mum and dad written on his arm with like
or the soccer player who had the tattoo that looked like what's the Barcelona team?
Barcelona.
Yeah. Well, the guy's tattoo had the crown like the Barcelona logo, but he had like his own little touches in there to like make it his own kind of like crown. They said that he's part of Tren de Aragua. This is the point of due process. And this is where I'm trying, and this is kind of where I'm trying to get some of these people who are MAGA or who are sympathetic to what's going on, because I think a lot of it's out of ignorance, is they have to understand that when people tell you things, you can't just take them at face value. And I say that to say this. When they tell you that these people are illegal and you just accept it without knowing or researching what is the legal process? What does it mean to immigrate to America? What are the steps? If you don't know those things and you just accept the framing of whoever is telling you something, that's dangerous. Like, that's how you get tricked. That's how you start believing shit that isn't true. And now after, our campaigns are so long now. So now after 2 years of them, this illegal migrant crime bullshit, all 2 years of this over and over and over again, it is going to be very hard for them to get that first step right, to go all the way back to step one and say, no, this is your error in your math. You forgot to carry the one way back here. That's why all this shit is fucked up. Because when the legal process is to put foot on soil, go to an immigration office, ask for asylum, get given a court date, they're not here illegally anymore. They're just undocumented. They're non-citizens. They are.
We've had this whole thing over here with calling people illegal immigrants when they're not. You're an illegal immigrant if you come in on a visa and you overstay your visa, technically.
Elon Musk.
Someone coming here looking for asylum, that's not illegal. In fact, it's specifically
legal
to do that. And it's the only way that people from the vast majority of countries around the world can get asylum in the UK. You've got to step foot on British soil. So you can't apply for it from Calais in France. You're not allowed to do it. I know that's stupid, and you should be able to apply for it for anywhere in the world. But you're not. I've got a couple of super chats just before we go on. Okay. Feckle Puny, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. This may sound harsh, but black Trumpists, to me as a black Brit, are akin to capos who sold out fellow Jews in World War II. Yeah. And Tim Ballum, thank you very much for the super chat. Trump and Netanyahu have suggested relocating Palestinians in a meeting today. ? Press conference cancelled. Genocide. That's just genocide. Ernie Burns says they don't want to spend on plastic surgery, so they go for plasticine surgery, which is true. Super Tiny says they look like the aliens on They Live. Yes.
Mars Attacks.
Do.
They look like the Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks, yeah. Except for... Who's that horrible woman?
Laura Loomer.
Laura Loomer. You knew exactly who I was going to say. I just had to say horrible woman. It could have been one of many. It could have been Kristi Noem. It could have been Margie Taylor Greene. It could have been the hand job in the theatre woman. But no. Could have been Boba, yeah. But no.
You know what she looks like? She looks like one of those extra... Remember, this is a deep cut. You'll probably catch it, though. Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. Yes. And Dr. Finkelstein is like picking out his new Sally. Her face looks like one of those faces from those extra heads that he was like, going through the selector. She has one of the pointy, weird, cheekboned faces. I'm like,
it's like a V. It's shaped like a V.
Yeah, I'm like, that's the thing. That's the face. It's her.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what she reminds me of.
And she reminds me of the doll in the Saw movies, the Saw franchise that comes in on a little tricycle and says, I want to play a game.
I want to play a game.
I want to play a game. You've not led a very good life, so I'm going to torture you to death. Oh.
Is that what this is? Is that what this government is? Is this just like a Saw? Is this Saw 350 million?
It is.
Fucking
because all these people who are working in offices across America are feeling like they're having their manhoods curtailed. So they're having to go out and buy a cyber truck and chop down a tree and shoot a bear to make themselves feel manly again. There's this crisis of manliness. and all they want to do is get a job at a fucking, I don't know, the toothpaste factory, screwing the tops onto the toothpaste lids in a factory, because a factory job is a real man's job. You know, folding up the T-shirts as they come through and putting them in, fold them up and then putting them in an Amazon parcel. That's a real man's job.
Lifting.
It's in a factory.
But these are the same dudes who will come into our chat and or they leave it in our comments now, like, oh, there's no testosterone on this stream and da da da. It's like, how's that working out for your testosterone guy? You're on your 50th marriage. No one wants to talk to you anymore. You're angry at the world.
Friends.
You know what I mean? You got no fucking friends. No one wants to hang out anymore. I mean, I just run my life like Mandalorians do, man. This is the way.
This is the way.
Just be cool, man. This is the way.
Yeah.
Just be chill.
Honestly, I just want everyone to have a good time. Honestly,
Yeah.
if the MAGAs just wanted to run around doing NASCAR and wrestling and shooting guns
Then
in the air
they should
in
have
their
enlisted.
own space, you know, in their own little sort of creche for grown-ups, I'd be happy for them. Do you know what I mean? Are they having a great time? Are they hurting anyone? No. Okay,
they should have
good.
enlisted. Like, these dudes have all of these hyper masculine fantasies that they want to live out. It's like, cool, join the army.
Join the
I'm
army.
not doing
Yeah,
all
the
them
cowards.
I'm not gonna do all them
Cowards.
push-ups. I'm not finna let somebody yell at me.
Well, it's not just that they're cowards, they're lazy.
Yes.
This is the thing.
Yes.
They can't be asked even thinking for themselves.
No way. No.
They want someone to do their thinking for them.
But they won't.
And, you know-
But they won't enlist because of the physical hardship of it, and then the separation from what they're used to. They can't take that part, right? But they're so tough, and they're so I care about my rights. It's like, oh, so you care about what the piece of paper says? No, but I can defend myself. I was like, okay, so then you don't care about your rights. No, but I care about. It's like, okay, man, I get you now. I hear where you're at. You want to be tough. Well, you want to be cruel because you think being cruel is tough. And it's not.
Yeah.
Being tough is I don't know. I don't want to disparage my wife, but it's like when she's sick and I take care of her, that's tough. Like when I have a whole bunch of other shit I need to do, but then I still have to go make it.
You gotta
Like
do
that's
it.
tough.
You got to do it.
You know, being empathetic, taking care of people is tough.
Helping people
It's a
out.
lot harder than looking out for yourself. It's way easier
Yeah.
to just look out for yourself. That's the coward's way. That's the scaredy cat way. It's much harder to raise the tide than to just pull your little dinghy out of the water.
In any given room, the smartest person in that room will be the most empathetic.
Yep.
All the time. The person with the most emotional intelligence just has the most intelligence. I mean, you get people who are sort of academically, you know, high achievers, but they've got no empathy. They just don't care. They just think about themselves, and they're very much, I don't know, tunnel vision in their own field, and they don't consider anything else as important as what they want to do. Or they study. Hey, Tim, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. I don't know if I should read this out. I think it's a bit mean. It might make Mikey sad.
Oh, boy.
Mikey, are you getting a Nintendo Switch 2?
You know, I told myself I wasn't going to cry.
I'm so sorry.
God damn it! Why? Why
gonna
did you
smuggle you
have
on
to do
over.
it now?
Tell you what, right? I'll get you a Nintendo Switch 2, and I'll meet you in Toronto. You just paddle over the big lake, and I'll meet you in Toronto.
I'll come over in a barrel.
Come over in a barrel.
I'll sneak my way back in. They'll never see this coming. Yeah.
Martin's saying they've only cancelled the pre-orders at the moment. He's quite right.
Now we're gonna be at the back of the line.
Not
It's
due
gonna
out for a
take
few
months. That's the port.
But
that's the importance
they'll
of
still send a ship
pre-orders.
full of them. They will send a ship full of Nintendo
and then the
Switches.
Houthis will get it, and then we won't have it anymore.
I don't think it goes that way.
They can
just
try.
go straight across the Pacific from Japan. I think you'll be all right.
No, they take the long way. It's the only way.
We got I was going to read out. There was a comment from Ernie. Oh no, you retracted your. Ernie, don't retract your comments. When am I going to read them out?
Kay in my chat says, deep down, a lot of these people are just the type to tell a Puerto Rican to go back to Mexico. They don't actually care about the process or the law. They just see the world as their personal playground. Word.
Yeah.
Everyone's for that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oliver says Graham's new business, smuggling Nintendo. I'll tell you what, come meet me in Toronto and I will supply you with a Nintendo Switch.
I might send Tim.
A haggis. Have you
Ooh.
ever had haggis?
Nah, I'm good. I heard
Are
what
you not
it is.
vegetarian, are you?
I might be
You
after I eat some fucking haggis.
Hey, don't knock it till you try it, mate. It's fucking great.
Yeah, you bring your haggis, I'll give you some chitlins.
Some what?
Chitlins. Chitterlings.
Are they little tiny sausages?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll have them. So, and I'll get you some blue cheese as well.
We have
Kinder
that.
egg, blue cheese.
We got blue cheese.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You're not allowed unpasteurized cheese.
It's not real blue cheese, but it's blue cheese.
It's just cheddar, and they've just got a biro out and just done some blue squiggles on it. It's not real, Mikey.
It's edible paint.
I'll bring you some good chocolate. I'll bring you some good European chocolate.
We have European chocolate too.
No, you're not going to have it in a couple of months' time because there's got to be 104% tariffs on them.
I can't believe these motherfuckers trusted Trump with a formula.
Sarah's asking, will a UK console play in America? I'm sure it won't now.
Oh my God, what if they put the... Oh no! That's right, they are continent locked.
Yeah, they are.
Oh shit, because there's like NA systems and oh no, we're cooked.
Well, I don't know if it's a big thing anymore. But your TVs go at 30, well, nearly 30 frames a second, whereas ours are 25 frames a second.
Who has a cathode ray TV these days? Are you kidding me, dude? My monitor is 240 hertz, baby.
Right. Okay.
I'm doing big boy things over here. Playing.
So it shouldn't be flickering then.
Dying in video games.
You don't want it to be flickering.
Tim's over here trying to sell his food truck.
It used to be NTSC in the US and PAL over here.
Scott says you guys have chitlins over there.
Japan as well.
You guys have chitlins over there. Don't eat chitlins. It's disgusting.
I don't even know what it is.
You don't want to know. It's
pigs'
like
chitlins from the butlers.
Oof.
They stink when you cook them.
Oh yeah.
But the pig's hooves.
No. A little higher.
Skin.
Internal.
Balls.
Internal.
Lower. Guts.
The whole lower. Yep.
The lower intestine.
Yep.
Oh, tripe. Tripe. You're talking about tripe.
But it's the whole thing.
It's the whole thing. You have to eat the whole thing.
Ugh.
That's a bit grim. I think I've had that in France.
No, I'm very selective about what I eat now because people like to feed you organs and not tell you what they are. So.
Hey. Well, you didn't have to go to that club, mate. No one forced you to. But
it was my birthday.
I've eaten some fucked up things in France. I've eaten sheep's brains in France.
How was that?
It was alright. It was like mushrooms. Had the consistency of mushrooms.
See, that's crazy.
I've eaten dancing octopus in South Korea.
Put the soy sauce on there?
Yeah, soy sauce, because otherwise the suckers might stick to your throat as you swallow them. But they're not actually alive. It's not like eating an actual live octopus like in Old Boy. It's dead. It's dead.
That was crazy.
They chopped it up. It's just that its limbs keep moving even though it's dead. It's a bit fucked up.
It's
the most fucked up thing I've ever eaten apart from dog is this stuff in the Philippines called balut, B-A-L-U-T, and it's fertilized duck egg.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
So imagine a hard-boiled egg, but there's a bit of an embryo in there.
Yeah,
that's as grim as it gets, really, because I don't know if you know much about embryos, but these people who are very much against abortion can't tell the difference between a dolphin embryo and a human embryo because they look very similar.
Probably the gills.
Humans have gills.
Yeah.
Don't they? Humans have gills when they're in very early stages of development.
Yep. And tails.
And they just
I
have
miss
a hole.
my tail. I think humans should have kept the tail in the evolution. I think a tail would be sweet. I could go for that. I'd be swimming so much better.
You could use it to grab stuff, couldn't you?
Yeah.
You know, your hands are full.
Or I was thinking more like a kangaroo tail.
Oh God. All right. Okay. Fair enough.
Then you could just be like, take a break at work. You know, just lean back.
Yeah.
Them's good eating. Oh my God.
Your own portable stool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be all right. Tripe is the lining of a cow's stomach. Okay.
Yeah, that's tripe. Yeah, tripe's the stomach. This is lower down the pain train. My mom would make them like twice a year, and I'm like, the whole fucking house would stink. I hated it. Hated it.
But you know, haggis is nice. I do like haggis. It doesn't have to be Burns nice. If I'm up in Scotland and I go to a chippy, I might get some deep fried haggis. Always good. Start. Oh,
go ahead.
Oh, go on.
I remembered my point from before.
Oh, go
on. When we were talking about people applying for asylum and stuff like that. So when those people get their trial date after they've come here and put foots on the ground, would we rather the American government, i.e. the taxpayer, would we rather fund all of that and put them up in a hotel forever because there's 3.5, well, it's probably less now, million asylum cases backlog, and we have 700 judges? So do we want to pay for that? Or should we just, hey, do you have somewhere to stay? Okay, stay with them. Here's a social security number so that you can go get a job and work. You're going to pay taxes, but until you become a citizen, you're not getting any benefits. Okay? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what we fucking did. And now Trump is literally going back on what we fucking did and scooping these people up for no fucking reason. Like they did what they were supposed to do. They are legal. They're just not citizens. God.
But they think Puerto Ricans aren't Americans, you know? They call them immigrants. And they've been conditioned to believe that all the bad things that have ever happened to them are the fault of these immigrants. But it's really galling to see the leader of the richest country in the world whinging about all
anything,
you know, being the victim in all this. If you think about it, it's just it is the, you know, is it Darvo? Is it deny, attack, reverse offender, and victim? You know, this narcissist thing where the way that narcissists respond.
I thought you were doing the Republican D's. What's it called? Because there's like the 4 D's of Republican answers, like deny, deflect. So I was like, oh, it's going right through it. But it's, I mean,
no,
who would have thought that those like would have aligned?
Reversing the victim and offender. I think about that a lot because you get
defame.
This,
that's defame.
Yeah, you get this thing where you get these people who do horrific things, and then they're like, no, actually, if you think about it, I'm the victim in all this. And that goes for like Russell Brand, it goes for Trump, it goes like Trump's taken it to another level because he's always had, you know, he's always been like 99% grievances and revenge and all that because he's a petty-minded twat. But he's turned it now into the whole of America. Like all of his MAGA faithful, they all feel now that the rest of the world has done them wrong. They're the victim in all this. When it was America that was going around forcing us to buy American products, putting American products literally fucking everywhere in the world. You can't go to a place on earth where there isn't Coca-Cola. Yeah, you can go to Syria, but you can find Coca-Cola in Syria. You can go to Cuba, you can find Coca-Cola in Cuba. Do you know what I mean? Like, there isn't anywhere you can hide from America anywhere in the world. And yet they're still not happy. They're like, no, actually, we're the victims in all this. If it wasn't for you, we could be the richest and most powerful country in the world.
You are. That's like, and that's the thing. Like, they're stuck on stupid. Like, they're in the same must conquest, must duplicate. Like, they're in this weird Borg mode where it's like, what else are you trying to do? Our army is bigger than the world. Like, it could just occupy the moon and just live up there and be just like, what else do you want? And if the answer is always just more, okay, until what? Until when? Yeah. Until there's what? Nothing left? Until what? Got to know when enough is enough. And these grown ass babies, these titty milk baby boys, they just can't get away. They just can't stop trying to fill that hole. And then there's all these idiot incels who who think it's more important to shit on women in video games than to bathe can't figure out why they can't find anybody, and they can't figure out why they're so nasty all the time and why they're just like the most recalcitrant beings known to man. And then now they want to join up with the boys who never could, the second place boys.
They think they're nice. They go, oh, but I'm a nice guy. Why does no one want to get with me? I'm a nice guy. And I'm like, no, you're fucking not. Like you say, you spend half the time online playing video games, being a misogynistic pig. Like, what? Oh, I hate women. Women are shit. Here's all the reasons women are shit. Do you want to go on a date?
No.
Fuck.
The answer is no, stupid.
And this idea that women are only attracted to sexy men. It's like, no, they're not.
No.
You got to have a bit of charm. You got to have a bit of charisma. You've got to like make them laugh.
You got to take some chances. You got to sing Backstreet Boys at a Sum 41 concert.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to do what you got to do.
Keep people happy. Keep them relaxed.
No, but I have a nice car and a good job, so
everyone must fall at my feet. It's not going to happen.
No one cares about your money, guy.
But the desperation out there.
They should just get together. I think that's what, and I think a lot of them are kind of in the closet anyway. So just stay with your homies. You and the homies, just do your thing. Yeah,
you could while you're doing your thing, you complain about how terrible women are.
There you go. And then
if you want, just don't do it online. 2 women.
Yeah, leave them alone.
But yeah, the idea that most women don't want to go out with most men, it's nonsense. Because have you seen how many people get married? Have you seen how many couples there are? Like, that's not the reason.
And all of those dudes are super, super alpha males. All of those,
I'm certainly not. Well, no, I am. I am an alpha male in their eyes because of the places I've been and things I've done. But I'm not. I just want everyone to have a good time. I don't sit around the house all day getting angry about some fucking stranger I've never met on the other side of the planet existing. I might get angry about someone doing something horrible, but just simply existing. I mean, imagine having £1 billion like J.K. Rowling. Imagine waking up every morning.
I would swim in it. I would demand that all my money be made into coins, and I would get several pools, and I would swim in my money every day.
I don't think it would work.
It would hurt so bad, but I would do it because I said it.
You did a Scrooge McDuck.
Oh,
and you dived
bones shattered. It's like diving into an aluminum bat.
There wouldn't be much left. There wouldn't be much gold left after all the operations they'll have to have
from the cannonball.
Yeah,
shattered my pelvis.
Power to the people with Graham Price says, "I hate to sound like Greta Thunberg. Why? She sounds great. But growth can't continue forever. At some point, we have to say we're grown enough and stop and work out how to feed and house everyone."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we're there. Like
we're getting there. We're getting there. Do you know one of the big reasons, right? The global population is slowing down. Even India now only has a fertility rate of 2.1, which is just replacing who's there.
Yeah.
So that's totally slowed down. The population of China, because their one-child policy for many years, is slowed down.
K in the chat says, "Hell yeah, degrowth gang." That's where we're at now. I think we've got enough. I think we've got enough of everything that we need. Everyone just needs to start working together. Yeah.
If your wages, a really good wage, you're on let's say $100,000 a year, nice wage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you knew that you were going to be on that wage for the next 7 years, would that be a huge problem? I mean, obviously, inflation would mean that over the years you won't be quite able to buy enough. So let's just say that your wage goes up in line with inflation. So if the inflation goes up by 4% in a year, your take-home pay will go up by $4,000. Would you be up for that? Does that sound reasonable?
Sure.
Right. So why can't companies go, oh no, it's all right as long as we're staying above inflation or in line with inflation, we can make the same profit that we did last year? Why does the infinite growth thing have to happen on a planet with finite resources? That seems mad to me.
It's what's that game? Not Ring Around the Rosie. It's when you have musical chairs. Yeah. So as long as everyone keeps singing, they're going to keep, positioning themselves so that when the song stops, that chair is theirs.
Yeah.
That's what this is. And we're getting towards like the last few moves of a chess game, and they are trying to ensure that they leave the taps open for themselves. They get it all into their gob, and they slither back into the ocean where they came from. Like that's the plan, is to just take everything so that there isn't a game anymore. Or if there is a game, they'll be in charge of it.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's what the Democrats were. But that's what the Democrats were trying to do.
Yeah, yeah.
One world order.
Power to the people with Graham Price says, you can just call me Graham Price in the future if you want. I added my name to the title to make it easier for people to find my channel. I'm just going to keep calling you Power to me because I want people to find your channel, Graham. Also, it must be, I mean, like, I get it a little bit with the fact that, you know, my first name is spelled the same way as yours. Sorry, it's spelled different to yours, but pronounced the same. People must fuck up your name spelling all the time. I get this with Catherine. Catherine, because there's about 3-4 different ways of spelling Catherine. Whenever she says a name, someone writes it down, they'll invariably write the wrong one. And Graham Price there spells Graham differently to me. And Price is spelled with a Y. So if people spell it like The Price is Right or Vincent Price, they'll be like, oh no, hang on. So I'm sorry, Graham, that you probably have to correct people when they get your name wrong all the time.
I thought you were talking to yourself there for a second.
kind of am. Blue Badger says, I'm a bit autistic and married. The only alpha looking thing I think I did after the fact was a browbeater drug dealer who tried to interrupt a woman I was listening to. He was a nice guy, dweeb. Chrissy says, sick of hearing about growth. In order to grow, you need to invest and nurture. Yeah, absolutely right. And power to the people. Graham Price says, it's ridiculous and makes no sense. There are finite resources and money, so there obviously cannot be infinite growth. Yeah.
And growth, and the definition of growth starts to evolve itself and starts to change over time. Because, like, what are you going to do when everybody has an iPhone? Make another iPhone? Okay, so then, like, that's the loop. Just
planned obsolescence.
You know what I mean? So just to continually have, like, there has to be something else there. So whether it's changing things or making something different, or they don't really flesh these things out because I'm just trying to make money for now, dude. Now I'm not trying to
manufactured scarcity and planned obsolescence.
That's my new album.
Word on it. Yeah.
It's drum and bass.
It's the name of my firstborn and second born. Why'd you call on your kid planned obsolescence?
As long as it's not
obsolescence shoes. Nice to meet you.
As long as it's not like one of the Aiden, Jaden, Creighton, Bladen names that have just they just swept out. We were trying to pick out names for my daughter, and it was like every name was an Aiden, Bladen, Graydon, Jaden, Bladen.
Lots of dens. Purity says, I've been trying to point out for years that we live in a finite planet with finite resources, more and more people competing for more and more scarce resources. But the thing is, there are enough resources on this planet to give energy to everyone, to give food to everyone. We have enough food right now to feed 10 billion people. The problem is you got like 1 billion that eat like 2 billion's worth, and then you've got 1 billion who get half of what everyone else should get. So it doesn't all balance out. It's logistics. It's a problem with logistics, moving this stuff about. But the resources are there that everyone in the world can have an iPhone and a TV. The resources are genuinely there. I mean, but that's it. If we have some kind of population boom and suddenly we hit 10 billion people, then it might be more difficult. But at the moment, the only reason why countries are poor and other countries are rich is because the rich countries are greedy and evil. I just want to exploit the poorer countries.
And what ends up happening, and kind of where we're at now, is when things kick off in South Sudan and when things are going bad in Eritrea, and like, who's the only country that's been over there supporting those people? Who's even touched the continent? Like, the only country that's, yeah, every country. The only country that's been actually doing anything to help out the African continent is the guys that you guys say are the worst guys. So whether it's the Russians coming in to protect them or it's the Chinese building ports and superhighways, they have a very different opinion on things. So now the soft power game.
I wouldn't call what Wagner have done in Africa protection?
Well, it was a paid gig.
Yeah, I'll call it interference in
Oh yeah.
post. What would you call it? Neo-imperialism.
Oh, he thinks he's
Both of them
keeping
actually. China's not there to make friends and build
Right.
fucking infrastructure. They're there to exploit the natural resources that are there.
They knew that they wanted batteries for electric cars, so they did what they had to do to get resources. If only the West had, advocated for, some cooperation and some trade into the continent, but that got skipped. How long are you going to skip it?
Well, the EU still trades more with Africa than China does.
For now.
Well, maybe. Yeah, the French are still very much involved in most of their former colonies in West Africa. So much so that they'll actually turn up with a military group and shoot people.
What did they just send people? It wasn't on the continent. It was like one of their other islands that they sent.
Don't know. Did they get a Trump tariff?
It wasn't Haiti.
You get a Trump tariff, and you get a Trump tariff, and you get a Trump tariff.
I want to say it was in the Pacific Ocean.
Graham Price says, I don't want an iPhone. I've had progressive models of the Sony Xperia since about 2008, and Android and Sony have served me well. Fuck Apple. Okay. Apple, rotten to the core. We had a good joke here as well. Footum Stuck says, I once made an album called Planned Obsolescence. It didn't age well.
Oh, there it is.
Hey.
New Caledonia. I think that's where it was.
New Caledonia, yeah. Numi is the capital.
They sent in French troops over there, I think.
Yeah, because there's an independence movement, and the French aren't very happy about it.
Correct. That's what I was referencing.
It's literally on the other side of the planet. So you know what? If the people of New Caledonia want, but it's one of those places where white colonialists put loads of white people over there, so that if they ever have a referendum, all the white people will say we want to stay. It's what Britain did with Ireland. We said we put lots of British people in Ireland, and then we said, remember that you're really British. Even 10 generations down the line, you're more British than you are Irish. And if you ever get a referendum, you got to vote to stay in Britain. Yeah, divide and rule. Questionable Absanity. Thank you very much for the £10 super chat, which might be the last one for the night because we should really wrap up. We've gone way over time. My fault.
Feed the kiddo.
Inflation is a consequence of the ratio between stuff and money. More money is created when the debt is taken out, which is why interest rates are used to slow down borrowing to bring down inflation. Yep, it's all connected. But what's happening in the US right now is going to be. Final thoughts? I'll read out Question Malsanti's little last bit before. I'll give you the final thought in a moment. Hang on. Question Malsanti, thank you very much for the extra £5. Thank you. Inflation eats at money value and also devalues government debt at a fixed rate of interest is below inflation, sorry, not deflation. So last question, Mikey, before we go, and I know you've got to feed the kiddo, so wrap up and everything. But do you think overall that this is going to hurt Americans more than it hurts non-Americans, what Trump is doing?
Yeah. Because this isn't just like, because our 401ks are in our stock market. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to hurt big. Like, these are big $50,000 from your retirement, big already kind of mistakes. He doesn't give a shit because it doesn't affect his money. But he also doesn't understand that a lot of his people have money in 401ks. And if you listen to the Patrick Bet-Davids and all these like financial guru assholes, they're all like, well, who the hell would do a 401k? You should have been playing the market the whole time. As if that makes, you know what I mean? Like, I can't just win back 50 grand on shorting stocks in the next 2 years. No, me and my wife have to go back to work. Yeah. And it's this serious, I mean, I don't even know what can be salvaged at this point, but it's serious lifestyle changing thing, like firing veterans from their job at the VA.
Yeah.
Where they felt like they were doing something good. They were helping out fellow soldiers and stuff like that. Betraying those types of people like teachers, like, or being under this constant threat of being locked up because you don't want to call it the Gulf of America or something, like, you know what I mean? Like, no one wants, they'll just go. And I advocate for this every week, and I'll keep doing it. Other countries, if you're paying attention, now is a good time for you to start, you know, offering some things to some people that you might want to come join your country. Maybe this is a great time to, hey, you want to come over here? Do you want to just come do your thing over here? I know we're not perfect, but do you want to come? We need people like you. Do you want to come over here? Immigration is going to maybe be the thing that saves part of this country, because I mean, no one wants to sit around and wait for all of their savings to just catch on fire. Right.
Yeah.
Another reason why it's dangerous for him to be doing dumb shit like this.
Well, he's upsetting all the right people, but he's also upsetting all the wrong people if he hopes to. Is he 80 yet? Anyway, moving on. So yeah, Ernie, I'm going to leave it on Ernie's point here, which I think is brilliant. The right keeps saying they shouldn't have to have the guilt from past oppression, but they don't want to give up the privilege that oppression got them. Couldn't agree more.
I want to live.
They don't even want to know.
I want to live in the plantation house still, but I don't want to be called a racist.
I'm from Liverpool. The whole place is a fucking plantation house. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's the least we can do is know what happened in the past and what they're trying to do in America, and what, you know, Farage and his mates were trying to do if they got into power here. It's to change the school curriculums, or the school curriculum, so that no one learns about the past. No one learns about the horrible things that your country did. You only learn about the nice things, which is so infantile. And it's the infantilization of an entire nation, because it's changing the end of Casablanca so
Right.
she stays with Rick. Do you know what I mean? It's changing the end of Empire Strikes Back so Luke actually beats Darth Vader in the lightsaber battle. It's pathetic. It's beneath contempt, but it is the world we are currently living in, and all we can do is point it out and occasionally laugh at it, but mostly despair.
But that's the.
Would you like some despair? I agree. Have some despair.
But the Return of the Jedi, they didn't anticipate that these young people would see live news like Gaza happening on their phones. They had no idea that any of this shit was happening. So unfortunately for them, the social media machine sometimes accidentally puts out real news. And sometimes the kids find out more about a world event more than their parents. And they know a lot more. And then so as long as there are people who are, informing the good folk, they at least have a puncher's chance.
Yeah. I've got a name for your show. You should call it "Got Despair to Share." Despair to spare. All right, I'll leave it at that.
To share.
Despair to share. Would you like to share in our despair? Anyway, thanks so much, Mikey Famine of the Bin Podcast Network. Thank you for watching. If you could do us one little favor on the way out, please give us a like.
Despacito.
It really does help the channel. What's that?
Kay says Despacito.
Despacito. Anyway, so thank you so much to everyone who left a message, and thank you to everyone who gave us a super chat. Absolutely phenomenal tonight, and especially Jay. Thank you for that mega chat. Absolutely wonderful of you. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock with Morning Brew, and until then, I'll say thanks for watching. Hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.